Chapter 4 Dumb Heads. I took a seat into the lunchroom next to Ryan and Michael. Ryan stuck two of the carrot sticks in his nose, and I told him I'd give him a nickel if he ate them. He did too. Me, I won't even eat carrot sticks before you stick them in your nose. Do you think that guy was really George Washington? Ryan asked. I don't know, Michael said. What do you think, AJ? That's when Andrea Young leaned over from the next table and opened her big mouth. That wasn't George Washington, you dumbheads, she said. That was Mrs. Roopy wearing a powdered wig and an army uniform. She may have been right, but I didn't want to admit it because I hate her. Ryan pulled out a dollar bill from his backpack and looked at the picture of George Washington. He should look like George Washington, Ryan said. George Washington has been dead for like 100 years, Andrea said. Even if George Washington was still alive, Emily said, I'm sure he would have more important things to do then. Come to our school and read us stories. That's when it hit me. If that army guy was really Mrs. Roopy dressed up as George Washington, maybe Mrs. Roopy isn't a librarian at all. Maybe she's just pretending to be a librarian, I said, just like she was pretending to be George Washington. Yeah, Michael said. Maybe she's a kidnapper and she's got our real librarian locked up in a empty warehouse at the edge of the town. I saw that movie once. We've got to save her, Emily said with tears dribbling down her cheeks. Then she went running out of the room. There was only one way to solve the problem. We cleaned off our trays and went back to our classroom to ask Miss Daisy if George Washington was really Mrs. Roopy in disguise. Don't be silly, Miss Daisy said. As it turns out, Mrs. Roopy is absent today. She's homesick in bed. It must have been the real George Washington. But what does Miss Daisy know? Everybody knows Miss Daisy is crazy.